Hi guys, I wanted to record a video for you because we have the minimum numbers to start the three principles training, and we can do it next week. We can actually get going next week for you guys in Dublin. The name of the course is actually slightly different. It is I'm actually calling it the Inside Out Single Paradigm now for reasons that you'll start to learn as we go through the course. But one of the main reasons is because the three principles, calling it the three principles, is very conceptual, and people get stuck on the concept, and they're missing the vital ingredient, which is the direction of the process is that we create our reality from the inside out, and that is the most important element. In fact, it's life changing, it's world changing. And understanding that one fact alone is going to change your life. It's going to change the life of those around you. If you're a parent, it's going to help you in a parenting facility to do better parenting. It's going to help you in your relationships. It's going to help you at work. It's going to help you perform better. It's going to help you think more clearly. It's going to help absolutely everything. And ultimately, I think it could possibly lead to world peace if everyone understood this, because peace is available inside. It's not something that occurs on the outside. We're not talking about the outside-in paradigm, which is what we're used to. We're talking about understanding how this works from the inside out. And it's born out of the principles. So the course itself, we do go through the principles. We do talk about the principles. But I did a 2-day training. I've done a number of trainings this week and last week. And actually talking about the principles to a bunch of newbies is not helpful. It really isn't. And the purpose of this course is to get you understanding the inside out single paradigm. So it helps you in your life. It helps you in the lives of those around you, and helps you, share this with others. And I've certainly found, certainly in the past year, that talking about the principles. I mean, I did a 2-day course last week, and someone came up and they'd read my book and said, "Are you going to talk about the three principles?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not even going to mention them because it's confusing." And then a friend of mine went to the One Solution conference in South Africa and said, at one point they got stuck on the principles. They got stuck on universal mind and what it means. And are you talking about like mind as in this, or are you talking about everything? Or so I'm veering away from that. But having said that, this course is very much a foundation course, and it is based on understanding where that came from, where my understandings come from over the past 5.5, 6 years, and also how I share it in business, because I do share it very effectively in business, and I want to share with you guys how I do that, because the lead-on effect of that is that you get to see this more clearly for yourself. I don't think there's a tougher audience than sharing it to senior leaders in business who've got successful companies, and essentially you're telling them that the paradigm they've been using is wrong, 100% wrong. So it's a tricky audience, and it's one that I've certainly learned and grown through sharing it with. So I will be sharing that understanding with you guys. Now, I want to get something sort of clear. I've been asked about this by a couple of people in terms of pay whatever you want. So the reason I actually do this is because I call it a pay whatever you want or pay it forward process in my business, which is there are a lot of people that couldn't afford my services, and therefore there was a lot of people that weren't understanding what the potential of this this knowledge, this huge potential to change. They couldn't access it, and I didn't think that was fair. So I introduced a pay whatever you want or pay it forward policy in my business. What that means is you're not after a bargain. We're not talking about getting a bargain here, because people don't value what they don't pay for. People don't value free. I did actually have someone on my book writing course who was in all sorts of dire straits. Said he couldn't afford more than $10, and I accepted him on the course. He hasn't shown up to one call yet. Now I don't know what the circumstances of that are, so I'm not going to be judgmental. But people that are in dire straits and can't afford anything, we have that conversation, and they still pay what is valuable to them. And guess what? They're valuing it just as much as the ones that are paying more. So it's not we're not talking about a bargain basement here. And I just wanted to kind of share with you an example of this, because if you look at the courses that are actually available out there at the moment, and this is one of the reasons that I did this, by the way, because I thought these courses, I mean, they're very good courses. I've done them myself, but Clarity Practitioner Program is £6,500 plus VAT. The Supercoach Academy is $15,000. These are expensive courses, and the reason I didn't want to be going down that route is because I didn't want to prevent. That's my dog, by the way. He's barking at the postman. That's Wellington. I didn't want to prevent people that were on a tighter budget being able to pay for it. So the guide price for my 3-month program is £650. Okay, that's the guide price. Now, the last time that I got pay whatever you want and pay it forward, I had some people paying more, and I had some people paying less. So the minimum payment I got was $350. That was from someone that was financially struggling. And they've actually even offered to pay more as a result, actually, which is interesting. But I haven't accepted it. I said, no, I don't want you to struggle. And I had someone pay $850 because they wanted to pay it forward. So, if you're in a position to pay for others to pay it forward, then that's great. If you are really struggling, and I will accept less than $350 if, for instance, you literally don't have any money, you can't afford it. I'm willing to make exceptions, but I want you to value it, because it's 20 plus hours, like 24 hours of insight, webinars, one-to-one coaching, and wisdom that you're going to be gaining this understanding, and the benefit and the value for you going forward is immeasurable. To be honest, it's I've had people come out of this course and go into working in corporates, sharing this, and getting paid good money for it. So I need you to value it. I need you to understand that it's not pay whatever you want doesn't mean just pay 50 quid and just have 3 months of coaching for 50 quid. That doesn't feel right. You've got to be aligned. You've got to feel. I've actually had someone pay on the book course. They started off paying $50 because that's all they could afford. And after the first 2 calls, they've actually doubled that. And they said, I'm going to keep paying more when I can, because the value of this stuff is incredible. So here's the deal. I've got 7 people. Brian has come up with. Where's my Dublin list? Here we go. Brian has managed to find 7 of you that are interested in this course. So Padraig Marin, Helen Chan, Sharon Manning, Adeku Ezudu, sorry if I mispronounced that, Eileen Hopkins, Deborah King, and Zelja Kazupanik. So you guys are the 7, and basically I said to Brian, as soon as we get 7, I'm willing to start the course early. So Brian's going to be joining us as well. So basically, I want you today to make an offer of what you can afford, comfortably, but is going to value it for you to do this 3-month program. And once everybody's bids, I'm going to call them bids. Once everybody's bids are in, and we've agreed and accepted that, then we will start. Okay. So as soon as all 7 of you have basically made an offer, and I've agreed it. And then just pay it via PayPal, via friends and family. It's the quickest option. You just pay to my email address, which I'll send to you, and then we can get started next week. And as a bonus to you guys to starting this course next week, when I come over and do my interesting talks in Dublin, I'm going to do an extra session with you guys, one-to-one. And do some private coaching with you as well. So if anyone needs a private coaching session, you can have one of those with me. If you want to get unblocked, something that's troubling you, I will help you with that. So there's the deal. There's for all 7 of you, and all 7 of you need to do this. If one of you isn't doing it, then you're going to block it for the others, because I need to have a minimum of 7 doing this course for it to work. So once all 7 of you have watched this video, have made your offer to me and I've accepted it, and you can pay in installments as well. So if let's say you want to pay, let's say 300-400 euros, and I'll just transfer the euros into pounds. So let's just say the guide price is 650 euros. Once you've agreed to make the payments, then if you want to do it monthly, you can do that. If you want to pay 200 this month, 200 next month, that's fine too. I'm happy to do that. So once we've agreed that, we'll get started, and I'll also need your email address. I've only got 2 email addresses. The rest I'm going to send this on Messenger. Once I've got your email addresses, I'll include you all into a group email. We'll get you started, and then we'll agree on a first date to do the first calls, and then we get going. The other thing that's really different about the course that I run is from day 1, you are practicing what you know. Okay, that's a very, very different way of doing it, but that's what I found has worked in business immeasurably. It's just incredible from day 1. So if you understand, for instance, that the universal mind to you means a miracle, a small miracle, and you have a story that you have about a small miracle that's happened. I had one, literally just a client before I recorded this, who was thinking about someone, an ex-colleague of theirs, and like within 2 days they had called them and were speaking to them about a job. And it's just, there's no way they could have known that. That to me is like a small miracle. So that to me is the universal intelligence of the universe, the infinite intelligence of the universe kind of working its magic. And you start sharing that story with someone, and you then listen, because this course is very much about listening as well. You listen for that response and see what happens. That's how that's the practical side of this course, which I've never seen on any other 3 principles trainings, inside out trainings, whatever you want to call it. Because again, it doesn't matter what you want to call it, to be honest. But you will get that on this course. It's very much about sharing it from day one. Whatever you know about, however you see it, whatever you know, you share it. And as I said, someone who was brand new to this, literally the week before they joined this course, had never even heard of the 3 principles. The week after they finished my course, they were getting paid in a gig teaching this. So that's the power of this 3-month program. So please don't undervalue it. Don't underestimate it. It's huge. It's life-changing. I'm really glad you7 have stepped up to this, and Brian's kind of helped organize this. So I'll be speaking to you all soon. Send me that email with the offer, and once I agree to that, once we get the payments through, we're up and running from next week. Okay, guys. So I hope that was useful, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care. Bye.